to my channel, Miss Travelin Diva. Thank you for watching my other videos. Before we get started, go ahead and click the like button, subscribe, and also hit that bell notification button so you can be notified when I'm actually going to drop another video. So the video that I'm going to talk about today, or the topic we're going to talk about today, is travel tips to Fiji. And this is more geared towards Nigerian passport holders and also other passport holders from other African countries who may be traveling there because it is a visa-free zone. So I'm going to talk to you about a couple of travel tips as well as my experience with going there. And we're going to go ahead and get into it. So I did jot down what I wanted to talk about because I kind of wanted to stay on track and not ramble. But to give you a little bit of context or background, I'm a U.S. citizen. However, my husband is a Nigerian citizen, so he has a Nigerian passport. And we traveled to Fiji in 2019. And so the background of me telling you that is one of the tips that I'm going to share as to why did it make a difference, or what was the difference between my experience versus his. So for Fiji, it is a visa-free zone even for U.S. citizens, but it's also a visa-free zone if you are a Nigerian passport holder as well. And so when we arrived, I had my passport, he had his, and they whisked me through, and they didn't ask for any additional type of documentation. But for my husband, he actually had to go to a secondary inspection. So just as a kind of a tip or heads up, more than likely you may have to go into a secondary inspection. I think it is because so many Nigerians have perhaps overstayed their visits, and that may be why they're actually doing that. I don't know exactly why, but I'm giving you that heads up so that you know. Don't take it personal, but that seems to be the experience for most people that are there. One of the things that I wanted to talk about too is that when you go there, even though it's considered a visa-free zone, I believe Nigerians have up to 4 months to go there. However, your admittance is going to be based on your reservation. So however long you have for your flight and hotel, that is what they're going to approve you for. So keep that in mind. It may be 4 months that it says that you can stay, but they're going to put or stamp into your passport that you can only stay for a certain amount of time. Now, in terms of what you need to bring, so you want to make sure you print off all of your confirmations. And so why do I say that? Is because a lot of airlines have your confirmations on their app, as well as hotels. So perhaps you booked your flight and you have your hotel and you're thinking, oh, I'm just going to keep it on my phone. Make sure you print it off, because that is what they're going to be looking for in that secondary kind of inspection when they pull you to the side. They want to make sure that you have a reservation. They want to make sure that you have a flight confirmation as to when you're actually going back. And then as far as the hotel, they want to make sure that you have a place to stay and that you have the funds to be able to stay there and the funds available to be able to, feed yourself and do whatever activities you plan on doing. So you can still keep the apps for the hotels as well as the airlines on your phone when you're traveling there. Just make sure you print all that stuff off as well, because you're going to need a copy of it. One of the things that they did to us is that they actually called the hotel to make sure that we had reservations. And I'll be honest, when they first did it, I didn't really care for it, because I was like, really, did you really think I would be flying here if I didn't have reservations? But I think that was probably just a little bit of ignorance on my part. I should have researched that and knew that when you're coming there from certain passport holders, they do want to see that information. So just make sure you print everything off. The other thing, again, I'm looking down because I jotted this stuff down. The other thing is, where do we stay? So we flew into the island of Nadi, and then we stayed on the island of Dinaru, which is in the capital area. We stayed at the Westin Hotel. However, I would highly recommend that you consider, especially depending on cost, that you consider like an Airbnb or a vacation rental, because it's going to be a lot cheaper and inexpensive, and it's relatively easy to get around on the island. They do have a pretty good transportation system to kind of take you around the island. For example, they have what's called the Bula bus. It is $1 US, which depending on the exchange rate, I'll let you do the exchange rate for it. But for US citizens, it was $1 US there on the Bula bus. But Airbnbs, they have quite a bit there. It is, I would say, a fraction of the cost of what it's like to stay at a hotel. So you may want to definitely consider that option as well. The Airbnbs typically have a full kitchen. It's basically like a vacation home. So you have all the amenities that you have at home, and you also have the ability to cook there, which is nice because that's cost effective as well. In addition, in terms of food, now I'm going to give you the tip on that. The food is not that great. And when I say it's not that great, it's not a foodie destination. So you're not going to probably go there and be wowed. But most people don't go to Fiji for food anyhow. They actually want to go to experience the water activities, you know, sports, snorkeling, diving, things of that sort. If you don't know how to swim, probably now is a good time to learn, because you will be able to take advantage of more activities there if you're able to swim. But it is a place where there is a ton of sports activities, and it is a beautiful, beautiful destination once you're actually there. A couple things that we did was called Cloud 9. It is a floating bar. It was an amazing experience. It is a floating bar in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, and you take a boat. So the boat comes and picks you up from there's a loading dock that everybody kind of meets at, and they pick you up and they take you over there. You're able to kind of jump off the boat. You can do snorkeling. There is a full service bar. They also offer food there. So it's a couple of hour kind of tour. I want to say maybe about 4 hours is the entire time frame that we were there. But it was an amazing experience. The water is so clear and so blue. And it's just amazing. Very beautiful there. Another activity we did was Mala Mala Beach Club. And that was a private island. So another type of activity where they pick you up on the island. They take you over to another private island. You walk across this little really beautiful bridge, and there's a pool there. There's clearly the ocean, so there's the beach as well. They have what's called beach cabanas. You could have they have food there. They have beverages there, alcoholic beverages there. So it is a really nice, relaxing experience, and it was a really great experience that we took advantage of. I'm going to put the links below to both of these places that I just spoke about. So in case anybody's interested in doing those type of activities, you'll know how to be able to do that. One thing too I want to point out to you is you probably want to learn the basic phrases there for greetings. So for example, you'll hear a lot of people say the words Bula, and Bula is more of a greeting of hello, or it's how they greet each other. And then also Vinaka. So Vinaka means thank you. I think it goes a long way when you travel to someone else's country to learn the basic phrases in terms of how to greet them. You'll see the smile on their face and how it lights them up, because they do feel that you've taken the effort out to be able to learn basic phrases for them. In addition, I'll say that, you know, once you get past the whole airport, you know, custom and immigration process, which initially it was a little bit annoying because I felt like, again, they weren't asking anything for me, but for my husband, it was a different experience. Once you get past that, the people are very warm. They're very kind, beautiful people inside and out. These are the most friendliest people I have ever met in all of my travels. So you're going to have a wonderful time. Don't feel as if when you get there, you will be treated differently. We did not feel that at all. Once we got there, the people were so warm. They were so nice. They were so helpful, willing to help you. If you have any questions, you need suggestions, ask the local people. They can tell you about, you know, whether it's some of the, you know, best dining spots, nightlife, because they do offer nightlife as well on some of the islands. But they were really helpful with that. And they just, if you research them, you'll realize that they are that's one country that has the best hospitality. They are extremely, extremely hospitable. And so I think I covered the most basic tips that I would share with you in terms of if you're traveling there. Comment below if there's something you think I missed. What if there's something you want me to talk about? Put it in the comments as well. So if you think I missed something, you want me to talk about it, go ahead and put it in the comments and I will make a video about it. My next video I'm going to talk about is Dubai. So we had the opportunity to travel to Dubai as well in 2019. And I want to share with you some of the activities that we did. So that's going to be the next video. Stay tuned and don't forget to like the video, comment below, and make sure you subscribe and hit that notification button so that you can know when I'm going to drop the next video.